Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to another episode of the Seven Podcast. I'm your host, Joseph, and today I have with me Joshua, a car detailer. As of late, I've been fascinated by like the car detailing videos. It's been really satisfying to watch, kind of like the satisfaction people get from watching those pimple popping videos. The transformation in overall, like watching the power wash, get rid of all the exterior dirt, etc. So now I have an interest in the business itself. So without further ado, I'm gonna be quiet, let him introduce himself, and then we'll get into it.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Joshua from the Bronx. I'm currently a car detailer. Been doing it for I would say maybe about 12 years now. And I'm just gonna let
Okay.
y'all know what it's about.
12 years. You're a veteran in this. Glad to have you.
Yeah,
Glad to have you. So like
thank you for having me.
for sure. So like why did you start doing detailing in the first place?
To be honest with you, like I never really thought I'd be detailing because I was more so like in the mechanic field. But
Mm-hmm.
one day my cousin was detailing his Maxima, like amateur stuff. It was nothing like professional. And
Mm-hmm.
he was buffing the car with like a little palm buffer that he got out of AutoZone for like maybe $30. And
Mm-hmm.
he was showing me, how to use it. And then he had picked up some sandpaper to take out a scratch. And if you sand on paint, it after you sand it, it has like a gray area. And I told him, I said, yo, you messing up the paint. He said, nah, bro, watch this. So after he sanded it down, he compounded, he polished, the scratch was completely gone. Like it was like a mirror finish.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that made me interested in it because it's like now you see it, now you don't type shit. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
So he pretty much introduced it to me, and I just took it from there and gained my own little skill set and kept it moving.
Yeah, that's crazy. That goes beyond. I want to say that goes beyond detailing when you could get rid of scratches too. That's crazy.
Well, it's all part of it, bro.
Is it? I didn't know that was
Hmm.
like part of it too.
Yeah, it's part of it.
So like, what's the most busiest time of the year for you?
Normally it's the summertime because summertime a lot of car shows be going on. Car
Hmm.
enthusiasts they want their car to be shining when they show it off, things like that. So
Hmm.
they'll come to me for paint correction, ceramic coatings, things like
Nice.
that. So mostly the summertime is the most busiest. Wintertime is not really all that. And mostly you'll get like interior packages and things like that. But people ain't really caring about keeping their car clean in the winter. A lot of times they just lock it up or park it away or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the car shows. um,
Yeah.
let's see. Let's see. You have any like interesting? I want to say. Let's see. Um, Tell me like either good or bad story from detailing. I want matter of fact I want both, but you pick which one you want to do first.
Uh, a bad story. Um, I would
Like a nightmare
say
story. Yeah, like a nightmare story. Oof.
I would say when a customer will try to accuse you of damaging something that was already damaged. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because normally what I do now, I take pictures before
Yep.
I touch the car, and I take pictures after I finish it. So the dude was like, "Oh, what he said? He said you damaged my shifter boot or something like that. Mind you, this was an old car. I forget it was a while ago, so I forget what type of car it was, but I remember it was old. And the
Mm-hmm.
shifter boot was leather, and the leather was peeling, and all this other type of stuff. So, but I already seen that the leather was peeling, but being that I was in the beginning stages, I didn't think to take a picture of it before.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Yeah, you damaged it." I said, "I didn't damage nothing. It was like that." So, long story short, uh I ended up just replacing it for him. This was a time when I was just doing it on my own. So I
Mm-hmm.
just ended up replacing the boot for him for like it was like another extra $25 or whatnot, just to, keep it professional and keep it moving. But I didn't book that customer ever again. You
Yeah,
know
of
what I'm
course not.
saying? Yeah, because some people just be trying to get over on you, bro. Like you gotta always document everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? And that was a bad one. A good detailing experience.
Definitely.
Uh, damn. I mean, a good detailing is well, every experience to me is pretty good whenever the customer is satisfied and actually impressed with their car compared to how it looked before they brought it to me.
Okay. So like was there
You
like
know
a
what I mean?
favorite car or like a favorite detail that you remember that comes to
What
mind?
uh I had to do I had to do a ceramic coating on a Rolls Royce Cullinan.
Mm, mm.
I I I found that to be dope because it's a Rolls Royce, you know what I'm
Yeah, for sure.
saying? Yeah. So yeah, I did the correction on that because for some reason I don't know. I guess this guy just had money to burn because I'll do the coding and I'll tell him, yo, don't go to any car washes because
Hmm.
you're gonna basically scratch it up again after I just corrected it.
Hmm.
And he still goes to the car washes and then he still comes back to me to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
So
So
you're saying car washes are not good for the cars?
not like car washes is not like hand washes are good. Those car washes that use brushes and be scrubbing, that's not good for
Yeah.
your car. It's gonna
No.
scratch your car all up. Yeah,
Got you. Got you. I didn't know that.
yeah, bro.
It's fun to go through like a kid.
I mean, of course, as a kid, you see all the
Yeah.
studs and stuff running down. Yeah, facts, but it ain't no good if you actually care about your paint. You know
Yeah, I
what I'm
just
saying?
started washing my own car, like with my hand and stuff like that to save money.
That's the
Got
best
me.
way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
You have any let's see, what was the longest detail job you did? Like what car took you the longest?
oh man, a Chrysler. Well, what's the mini Pacifica? It's a minivan. Minivans usually take the longest because people who own minivans usually have children,
Mm-hmm.
and children are messy. Like it
Yeah.
was, it was, it was old muffins and
Oh God.
French fries and all types of stuff all through the car, all in crevices. I had to take all the seats out, pull the whole carpet out. That took me at least about 7 hours to finish.
Damn.
And that's just on the interior side. Now, when I'm doing paint corrections, usually take about 2 days, depending on the
Okay.
size of the vehicle, because
Mm-hmm.
I do like a two-step process where after I prep the vehicle, clean it, clay it, iron X, all that, I start the compounding stage, the cutting stage, where you're basically removing all the imperfections out of the paint as far as like scratches, any
Mm-hmm.
types of holograms, any types of um hazing, anything like that. So the compounding step usually takes the longest. Now the polishing step is usually faster because all you're doing is basically covering up the haze from the compound. Because the compound basically, when you use compound on the car, the abrasions in the compound creates holograms in the paint. Which
Mm-hmm.
after you finish compounding, the paint will have a haze on it.
Mm-hmm.
When you come through with the polish, it smooths it out, it layers it out right, and then you have a mirror finish.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, that was what I said about that. That was like a 2 day job.
That sounds like a handful. Definitely with like when people have kids. Actually, some people even without kids are like messy. It's crazy.
You ain't never lie. They
Yeah.
just keep their car like that. So then
Yeah.
sometimes you see people's cars and you wonder like, yo, what they house look like? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Or
So
like,
yeah,
do they even shower type of stuff? Like, it's just
boy, I
crazy.
tell you, yeah,
It's just
yeah.
crazy. But like, um, so like, what do you like most about detailing?
I just like I said before, I just like when the customer sees the car after I finish it, and they like their
Mm-hmm.
face, like they're so impressed. Like they be like, yeah, it looks like I just got the car from the lot the way you got it done. I said, this is what I do. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So
Definitely.
those are the types of reactions that I live for in this business. Always
Mm-hmm.
making sure the customer is happy. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Like especially when a customer is like not expecting it to like when they drop it off, they don't expect it to like be crazy when you get it back, but then when they get it back, it's like brand new, and they be like, "Oh my god, I didn't know this was
Yeah,
possible."
I like to go beyond their
Hmm.
expectations.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just the glow on their face after they see their car. That's pretty much what I live for in this business. I aim
Yeah,
to
definitely,
please.
definitely. Like you're true to customer service. That's what I say.
Exactly.
Like, have you ever thought about giving up on detailing? Is there
I
ever
mean,
like a
I'm
moment you was like, I don't want to do this shit no more?
yeah, I've done it. It's plenty of times I've left detail and do other things,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always came back to detailing. So I think of it now as my calling. Like this is what I'm just
Yeah,
supposed to be doing because I keep coming back to it. Like I left detailing to work in the hotel, valet driver, but I always ended up coming back to it. Like it's my
it's your passion.
calling.
It's your passion for
Exactly,
sure.
exactly.
It's kind of like photography. I feel like I can't really walk away from it because it's like in me. Like it's
Yeah,
just something I'm always do. It's like art. Basically, that's like your form of art, car detailing.
e- exactly, exactly.
Every
That's exactly what it is. Art. The car
mm-hmm.
is your canvas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah.
So, like, do you have like a because I know you say you work with somebody for detailing. Like you don't have on your own detailing, but like do you plan on having your own detailing business later on down the
Yeah,
line?
yeah, I do. I do. Like it's time. Sometimes I go on my own. Like, and I'll do like I'll work for myself. Like it's not. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
no LLC or like nothing like that. Like a couple
Mm-hmm.
friends or whatnot. Because I know a lot of people who are car enthusiasts and they don't know a
Yeah.
lot of detailers, at least quality detailers. So
Yeah.
they come to me and I make my little money on the side or whatnot.
That's not bad.
Yeah, man.
So like what overall is like I would say stopping you from going into your own on your own venture, making your own business, like all that stuff.
Really, really capital money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That it is, and at the same time, is discipline too.
Yeah.
It's discipline, it's money, and sometimes it's second guessing myself. Like, what if I fail? I got
Yeah.
bills to pay, so my money got to keep coming in. Because, like I told you before, the winter time is usually a slow time. So
Mm-hmm.
the bills don't slow up. You know what I'm saying? So the money got to
Yeah,
keep coming.
for sure.
So that's pretty
When
much
you
what's stopping me.
yeah, when you I mean when you go on your own, those are things you just gotta expect. You already know the business, you already know the downtime, you know the uptime, and like you just you gotta be ready for those times. Like you already know how to be ready for it because you know it's coming. So
Right. But you got to make sure that the thing that will aid with that is to always have clientele. Like you have to build your clientele list up. Like you have to know what
mm-hmm.
type of market you're looking for because all money's not good money. And certain people I just won't deal with because they'll be cheap, but then they'll expect the world. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. You can say that again. All money is not good money. Man, when I tell
All
you,
money is not good money.
whew, man, there be customers out there. You just like, you know what? I don't even want your money because they just a hassle and it's just not worth it. Like the mental, like everything about it is just not good. Just I don't want your money. I'd rather
Exactly.
keep my sanity.
Exactly. I don't need the headache.
Yeah.
I already know you're gonna be a problem. Just because sometimes when I see like when a customer bring the car and we're going over the car, you can usually tell by their aura if they picky. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They gonna nitpick certain things. If they, oh, could you give me a discount? Okay, I give you a
Yeah.
discount. Oh, but you missed this, you missed that.
Yeah.
Like,
They
bro, you
those are the ones you want to avoid. The ones that ask for discounts because they're gonna find a way to try to either get a discount or get it for free, or the ones that ask like a million questions. Those are just like the headaches. Like those are red flags for me.
yeah. Because I notice like people who actually are well off financially, they're
Mm-hmm.
not nitpicking.
Mm-hmm.
They'll pay the price. You know what I'm saying? Then they're still satisfied. Even though I treat every don't matter what your financial status is, what kind of car you could drive a Honda Accord, you could drive a Rolls Royce. I'm gonna treat it all the same. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't like people who try to nitpick and they want to
They
nitpick, but then they don't want to pay up. They cheap.
yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
You're always gonna have that one bad apple, but like that the all the ones that like your true clientele that outweighs the bad. So that's the good side of it.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, to go back to one of the questions you had asked me, because I just thought about a nice detail and story too. Customer actually got me a gift for Christmas. Like a long time
Oh.
customer I was doing their car. They gave me they got me like a bottle of champagne, gave me
Mm-hmm.
a card and put like $200 in it.
Nice.
Said thank you for cleaning my car throughout the year. Things like that. Little things like that is always appreciated.
For sure, definitely. Especially when
Yeah.
they like you don't expect it and like It's just like you're just doing your job, and like it's just it's just crazy.
Yeah, yeah, facts.
So like, do you have any like mistakes that you've made over the years that you learned from? Like, what would you tell yourself? You said 12 years you started this, so 12 years ago. What would you tell yourself 12 years ago if you could talk to that person?
Um, Take your time. Don't don't well first document everything. Take pictures, 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 pictures. That is very important. That will cover
Mm-hmm.
your ass. Pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Take your time. Don't second guess yourself. Like I used to do a lot of that when I first started. Now it's like I said, it's like second nature to me. Now I don't second guess. If I'm not confident in something, I won't do the job. Like I don't take
Mm-hmm.
every single job. So and if I know if I know I'm gonna do this job, I'm gonna get this job done to the highest quality of standard, then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna take it. But yeah, I'll tell myself those things and patience. Detailing takes a lot of patience. A lot of people, like I talk to a lot of people, and they be like, "Oh well, I don't have the patience to be up there buffing and claying." I'm like, because you don't have the passion to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
it takes a lot of patience, and it's a lot of trial and error too. Sometimes certain chemicals, certain applications, they all are different. Some things you got to find what works best for you. You know what I'm saying? That's something else I tell myself too back then. You have to find what works best for you because you could somebody can teach you, you'll learn their technique, and then maybe their technique may not work for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you over the years you're gonna gain your own technique of and a way of doing things. So yeah,
Yeah.
and take your time. I tell myself that back then, like take your time. Don't rush nothing. Detailing is not it's a process. You can't rush it.
For sure. And speaking of time, how do you manage your time? I know, like you said, this time of year is a lot of like business around this time, and plus you're squeezing in this time to do a podcast. So like, how do you manage your time in general?
Um, yeah, how do I manage my time? I mean, sometimes things can get a little hectic. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I try not to overweight myself. Like if I know if I know that I'm not going to be able to get this done at a certain time, then I just advise the customer, listen, it's not going to happen at the time we spoke on, but I'm gonna try to do the best I can to get it done as soon as possible, but still with the same quality.
Mm-hmm.
But I just try not to overload myself. Like if I already got two, if I say if I have a paint correction for the day, that's all I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing. Because paint, like I told you before, paint corrections take a long time. If I have to jump off the paint correction, do an interior, something like that, that takes away from the time I could have been using spinning the wheel on the car.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like but depending on the job, you got to know how to book it.
Yeah.
Interiors, if you're going to just have interiors, you just book interiors. If you're just going to have, and it depends on how many people you're working with too. So if you're just working by yourself, you got to already know not to overbook yourself.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah, that's another lesson you could tell yourself 12 years ago. Don't overbook yourself.
Yeah, don't overbook yourself because you'll be overwhelmed, bro, and then
Yeah.
you'll crash out.
Yeah, you burn yourself out, and then you'll probably lose the passion for it if you do that.
And what you just said that has happened. That is, I've lost the passion a couple times, and that's why I said I ventured off into other things. But then I seen like those things I wasn't passionate in those things at all. And I go back to detailing. Like I always keep
Mm-hmm.
coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is where I belong. So I'm not gonna even fight it.
Yeah, and I know you spoke about like telling the customer like it won't be done by a certain time. Have you ever been scared to tell a customer that like like, oh, I might lose this customer if I tell them a different
Yeah,
time than before?
when in the beginning stages, yeah, I was, but now I'm not afraid because I always try to keep it 100 with the customer. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of customers will appreciate that, even if you make a mistake and you may damage something, you may burn the paint. I
Mm-hmm.
let them know, listen, this, that, and the third, this happened, but I'm going to take care of it. Don't worry about it. And then after I take care of it, it's like they were like they respect it because you was upfront and honest with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, Gotta just it's no I'm not afraid to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it should
Now
always
if
be
you
like that.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to if you don't want to deal with me no more after that, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, quality comes first um when it comes to the customer. So.
Exactly. And like I'm not really too much like to be honest with you, I don't really like dealing with people. I'm like the dude in the back who just gets the job done that you never see.
Mm-hmm.
But and in this business you gotta deal with people. So I just
Yeah.
suck it up and deal with people. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
trust me.
saying?
Yeah, I'm an
And
introvert
sometimes you meet
myself.
some dope people.
Yeah,
And sometimes you meet assholes. You know,
it's part of
it's
the business.
inevitable with that. Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm. It's just your job to, I wouldn't say your job, but like over time you become accustomed to weeding people out, figuring people out before it gets too far.
Exactly. Like I told you, the initial meetup, when you're going over the car before you start the work,
Mm-hmm.
just reading body language, how they act and what they picking out, things like that. You could tell if you this customer's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even sometimes you just talk to them over the phone, you could just tell how they speak, they're gonna be a problem. They're picky. And I have no problem with people being picky because you pay me to do a job. But then when you picky and then you don't want to pay the price, that's what I have a problem with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So for like detailing, have you ever like read it into books on how to do detailing, or it was just all like self-learned, like self-taught?
A lot of it was self-taught, but then a lot of it was like YouTube, like
Mm-hmm.
Detail Geek, Chemical Guys. There's a couple pages up there, and they show you different techniques.
Oh yeah, I watched on Detail Geek too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's pretty good.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't really like. I don't know about any books. I'm pretty sure maybe
Hmm.
detailing for dummies. I guess I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was just asking, but like so like do you have any like favorite like soaps that you use or like um object I said objects, but like
like chemicals, stuff like that.
yeah, chemicals or like tools.
All right. When I first started, I started learning off a rotary buffer. There's different types of polishers. There's rotaries, there's DAs, or rotary and DA. DA is
Mm-hmm.
what I use now. That's called a dual action polisher. But I started on the rotary polisher, which is like old school. Um, but not now, no using the DA polisher. My favorite DA polisher is the damn, damn, the Rupus. Rupus.
Okay.
Rufus is pretty good. It's a little heavy, but
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty good. It doesn't kick up as much dust because I've used Bauer.
Mm-hmm.
Bauer kicks up a lot of dust, and the
Mm-hmm.
vibration, like the carpal tunnel, was real, bro. Like
Mm.
my hands be vibrating even when I'm not even on the machine.
That's crazy.
Sometimes fingers be feeling numb. In this business, you're gonna mess up your hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? One thing for sure, I tell people to wear gloves. Always wear gloves because when you
Yeah.
spraying certain chemicals, it get into your fingers, under your fingernails. It can get into your body. It can mess you up. So
Oh yeah,
always
definitely.
wear gloves. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, aside from gloves, I'm sure like there's more like PPE you got to use. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you wear like
Mask.
respirators?
Yeah, yeah. Like a lot of times when I do like engine cleaning, rats
Mm-hmm.
and stuff will be in the engine bay. They shitting all in the engine bay, and
Mm-hmm.
when you hitting it with the pressure washer, that shit kicks back up in your face.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's happened to me. So
Yeah.
it's best to always have on some type of mask, some type of facial protection, goggles, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't want things to
Mm-hmm.
get in your eye. Things have gotten to my eye plenty of times. Even I wear
Mm-hmm.
glasses, things get into your eye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, but as
But
far as
like
like the products,
mm-hmm.
three, I would say like not Maguire's, the Gritos polish, like the Gritos polish is pretty good. I use that. I use a lot of 3M. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really like 3M. Like that's just like the 3M is basically what my shop uses. Like I don't really like 3M too much because it dries up too fast. Like the compound dries up too fast, and when you go to wipe,
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Okay.
you gotta spray on like a spray wax on the rag in order for you to wipe the residue off. Whereas
Gotcha.
like I like to use McGuire's compound because it's smooth. It doesn't kick
Mm-hmm.
up as much dust because 3M kicks up a lot of dust. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Mm-hmm.
easy to wipe the Meguiar's. So yeah, APCs. Well, I like to use Meguiar's Tire Shine too. Meguiar's Tire Shine is pretty good. It smells good, and it doesn't dry up as soon as you put it on. Because sometimes if you use like cheap Tire Shine things like that, you have to keep putting the Tire Shine on in order for it to look shiny. You know what I'm saying?
It kind of reminds me of when I used to shine my boots in like the military or whatever. It's
Hmm.
like there's an instant shine, and like it literally does not last more than an hour. But when you actually put in the work to polish your shoes and buff it and everything, it definitely lasts longer. I kind of remind like
Yeah,
the tire shine. Yeah.
yeah, man. But yeah, so what else? Those that's pretty much far as products. Like I use um the McCullen steamer. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't recommend nobody to use because those steamers are pretty much trash. I would like to use like an industry type of steamer, like not that cheap shit. That's one thing you can't use cheap shit and expect quality results. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
Yeah,
you get what you pay for pretty much. I
definitely.
would say Meguiar's and certain 3M products are pretty good. I like to use microfiber pads instead of the foam pads are okay, but I feel like the microfiber cuts down on your time when it comes to when it comes to compounding. Like it cuts faster
Mm.
compared to the foam, and then on top of that, the foam like it creates more heat when you're buffing than the microfiber. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But ain't nothing wrong with foam pad. I use foam pads too, but very rarely.
Okay. I didn't know about foam pads. Like how do you dry the cars? Like you have like a big microfiber on tile, like a towel.
I mean, I normally don't use. I use like a chamois because
Okay.
towels sometimes can be too abrasive and it can scratch. Even though
Okay.
now, if you don't have a chamois, you can get a clean microfiber towel, wet it. Don't dry the car with a dry towel. You want to wet it, and then you can
Mm-hmm.
dry the car, but just don't apply too much pressure because you can mar the paint like that.
Okay.
So
Chamois.
yeah,
Uh, Come on, give me one of those.
and that's why I said before the car washes are no good because they dry your car from top to bottom with the same towel. They'll clean your rims with the same towel they used on
Yeah,
your paint,
that
and that
oh
creates the
wow.
scratches. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Smears, all that type of stuff. Clean your whole car with one rag, just one rag. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
That ain't no good. That's not efficient. And
At
the
all.
chamois, it gets up the water much faster because it's like a sponge, but not a
Mm-hmm.
sponge per se. You know what I'm saying? It just soaks it
Mm-hmm.
up, absorbs it. You wring it out,
Mm-hmm.
you go back through the panel again.
Yeah. And it
Yeah,
does not create no abrasion. Nice, nice.
exactly. One thing about it, you can't use too much buffing and wiping. You cannot use too much pressure. Like when you buff a car, normally I just let the weight of the machine, I glide the machine across the panel. I don't really press on it like that.
Mm-hmm.
In some instances, you have to use pressure, but you got to have discernment with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But pressure is no good because you could burn through paint and you could scratch it.
Yeah, I feel like you gave us the listeners a whole detailing masterclass at this point.
Huh? That's what's up.
Yes, yes, sir. I
I hope
appreciate it, though.
anybody out there who's looking to get into the field, I hope they could take the little information and run with it. I ain't got no problem with giving up free game because I got free
And,
game.
hey man, that's the whole point of this podcast to give out some type of free game. Maybe not all of it, but something for like beginners to listen to and decide if they want to do it or not. Cause
Exactly.
because
Like I
social
don't
media
like people
definitely.
who's afraid to give you trick tips and tricks because some people
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to give you that because they don't want you to go above them.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the
I want
sad
to see
part.
you expand. I want
Yeah,
to
that's
see
a.
you go beyond.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause then I feel accomplished because I had something to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then they'll remember you. Like this person is the one that showed me. So.
Exactly. And that's why I give all praises to my cousin Matthew because he introduced me to this. Like I would not be detailing anything if it wasn't for him.
It all
So
comes full circle.
exactly.
But
It was like, yeah.
yeah, I want to say that I don't know if I took away a lot of your time, but I appreciate you being here because I
Nah,
always
not at all,
say,
brother. It's all
uh,
good.
yeah, I always say time is money. I never like to
It
waste
sure
people's
is.
time. Yeah, because people
Nah,
always got something to do.
this is dope. Yeah, this is
Hmm.
dope, bro. I've listened to a couple of your episodes, bro. It's dope.
Appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Kind of make me want to get onto the little podcasting thing. I just
For
don't know if
sure.
I could talk. I don't know if I could talk for that long though. But
Hey, that was my first thought. Literally, my first thought when before I started doing podcasting. I'm like, I don't know if I could talk to her that long. And like, look at me
yeah,
now. Like, a lot of my episodes be like an hour long. Like, that's crazy.
yeah. Like I heard you say you an introvert. I'm pretty much an
Yeah.
introvert too. Like you know what I'm saying. So it's like I don't
Like,
want to run out of things to talk about and it'd be an empty space. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, pretty much. Like, at that point, I just jumped into it, and boom, it just been working out. Like, besides the fact that like there's been some times where I couldn't find someone to do the podcast, so like I took a little time off, but it is what it is. As long as I'm putting out content for people to listen to and people benefit from, that's all that matters to me.
That's a fact.
So, but yeah, and how can people contact you or like find you on social media if they want to get their car detailed?
My Instagram is at they know me as Doc, TheyknomeDoc. Uh, my Facebook, Joshua Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much like my contacts on social media.
Okay, for sure, for sure. But yeah,
Yeah,
once again, I just want to thank you for being here because definitely learned a lot today. And I hope the listeners did too.
not a problem, man. Thank you for having me.
And man, enjoy the rest of your 4th of July weekend, and you
You
take it easy.
too.
All right.
All right, bro.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. For all those listeners out there still listening, I want to thank you for still listening. I hope you learned something. Like, share, comment. Let me know what you think. Enjoy these tunes by my bro, Dirty Ike. Until next time, peace.
Dirty how white people waited 18 months to tell niggas they was free.
Oh yeah.
Niggas knew we was free. They were like, you gonna tell them? Shit, I'm gonna let them find out.
Hey, they'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
Hey man.
They can figure it out. How many years it was?
Shit, 18 months before they told the people that, what was it, Texas?
A year and a half.
In Texas. Yeah. So
It took one nigga who knew how to read.
Could you imagine a nigga
The first
nigga that seen him still being slaves when he came out?
When he realized he was free, he was telling everybody didn't nobody believe
But the
nigga.
nigga that
Black man in the street. Don't want no problems, I just come in peace. Young black man in the street. Everything valid, you can't spot a crease. Young black man in the street. If there it at all, we need a release. Young black man in the street. Young black man in the young.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. That love to see a nigga still in the news. Rather see me dead. Put my peeps in position, what gave me the juice? That's what they gave me. Oh, habits dying hard just like they Bruce. Will is to change, fears for pain. They slam black people, but want us to scream out their names. When it's gon' change, they shoot out in public like they're deranged. The white boys deranged. How fair blacks are conveyed. Persevering right through the pain. Praying ain't the only band-aid. Hoping Jesus gon' come save. Too many blacks in the chains. Too many dying in vain. Too many die over Cain. Can't count the deaths, it's insane. Switch topics, switching the lanes. Burning woods to cloud my brain. The platform for purpose, not fame.
Pull up to the function. Besides while I'm sitting, and who got the gumption? Who got the spoon fed? Who got the thumbs in? Ain't gonna do no assumption. Back to the basics. Love for my brothers, in fact, we complacent, we lacking the patience. Who acquired the hatred the pastor replaced with? These are the flows that I packed in the basement. Seizing the goals, I'm attacking for greatness. We were the told, the pastor was vacant. My ancestors back was just bacon. Yeah, did another 2 with another few. I know I'ma do same vibe with a veteran approach. Better with the flow, clever with the quotes. I'm a grilled, I'ma let a nigga know. Back in, tap in with the drums and the flutes. Nowadays feel alive when I jump in the stew. Belly pop out like once in a blue. Yeah, I'm about to be drunk in a few. Henny bottles and skunk for the crew. Turkey burgers in a trunk full of who the hell need to know. Keep it low, the freedom glow, free the soul. Cause I'ma be a young black man in the street. Don't want no problems, I just come in peace. Young black man in the street. Everything valid, you can't spot a crease. Young black man in the street. There it all, we need a release. Young black man in the street. Yeah, young black man in the